Hi everybody, it's me again, back with part 2 of making of the Tetris console game. Here I have the project already started. We'll be using W string because block. W string supports Unicode. Okay, and our playing field. We'll be making our playing field 12 by 18. That's going to be our playing field. It's going to be an array. And we'll be also making our screen width. This is going to be a screen buffer. So we're not using system 32. We'll be using a custom field, P field. That's going to be our playing field. It's going to be an array, right? And to those of you who have look at the introduction video, there's an introduction video which explains the rotation of a piece, how a piece is rotated. This is 0-degree rotation. This is 90-degree rotation. 180-degree rotation. Degree rotation. That will complete our 360-degree rotation. And these are the formulas that I encourage you to go back to my introduction video, which explains how the rotation function works and how we got formulas for rotating. And when we rotate the original piece. Anyway, let's start by, all right, 0 in the end. L, you have to put that L there. That that's an indicator that we are dealing with W string, all right? All right, this is a visualization of how the piece would look, but in reality, this is just one long string in index 0. This is a tetramino array with 7 indexes, so we'll have 7 pieces. Just fill in the rest. All right, and these are all our pieces. Whoa. This is 2, index number 2, number 3, index number 4, I know there's shortcuts to get these replacements done, but I forget and I don't want to press something and everything disappears. Alright, those are our 7 pieces. Okay, let us, the field will be an array. Oh, here it is already. That's the field. Field array. Let's fill out the field array. Fill it out. Alright, field array here is going to be field height times field width. That's going to be the length of the fill out the arrays. The wall or the border is going to be 9. Everything else is going to be 0. All the empty spaces inside of contained within the border wall will be 0. That's a convenience. And filling out the field, we use this formula again. See this, we saw it here. This is a very important formula for filling out of a one-dimensional array. So even though this array has 7, but we'll be using some tricks to treat it like it is a 2-dimensional using this formula. This is how you translate a 2-dimensional array index into a 1-dimensional formula. It's very important in the industry. And here we see it again. Y times field width plus X. Here we see the same formula again. We are filling out the array. Where there is an X, where there is a 0, when it's 0, when X equals 0, or when x is filled with -1, that location or coordinate, or when y is filled with -1, field height -1. If any of these are true, then we put a 9 into that position. And if it's not true, then we put a 0 into that position. This is a ternary. That's what this is saying. P field x. And this is just to prove to you that no, you see, we get there is a wall, we put a 9. Where there is a space, we put 0. And you see all these 9s here, that's the bottom of the field. So it's just a simple array, one-dimensional array really, but we'll be using tricks to present it as a two-dimensional array. Okay, next we will create our console buffer. It is, we'll create a console buffer. So we are not using System32 console, we're using a specialized to play our game, to put our field in. It's much faster. You fill in your screen buffer with blanks. Remember these values, size of our screen buffer. Then we create our handle, our hconsole function. These are just, it's basically the normal to present. We want just generic read, generic, I forget what this text, just regular text. Then we have to set the console active, the D word, set that to 0. And to write to our screen, we display the frame. So this is like a frame. This is our frame, and this is our panel. If you know anything, GUI applications, when you create GUI application, you have a frame, and inside a frame you put your panel, and inside the panel you put all your functionalities. This is same thinking. This is our panel, and this is our frame, and inside the frame we create the frame, and inside the frame we put our panel that contains all of the frame, the screen buffer, the size of the screen, the position where to start. And you can see I'm putting empty space inside of the screen buffer, inside my panel, all empty space. Alright, so just to display the frame here, just to show you, here we're displaying this frame. The frame is within what we call the game loop. All that does is stays in the loop and updates the screen. That's all it does with whatever is in the screen buffer. And we have bool game over. This is going to be a game loop eventually. Alright, and we see here that is our screen buffer. If I you can get an idea of the size of each cell. And you see it fill each cell in with a dot, basically. That's all it did. Let's leave it in. And let's draw our field into the field. And you can see this formula here again. One-dimensional field array. And you see here, this 2 is just an offset. We're offsetting the field so that it doesn't start immediately in the upper left-hand corner. We're just offsetting the field, and we're putting the pieces in. And remember the 0 and the 9 here? Well, here we see it very elegantly placed into the program, where when it goes into that particular index, if it sees a 9, it will then index this string. It will then index this string to the ninth index, and it will replace 9 with the character with that number sign. And if it sees a 0, it's going to index a string, and it would put an empty space. That's all that's doing. And this again is drawing our field into our, and that will be our field. You see it right there? That will be our field. So we'll eventually have the pieces coming down, and that ends our tutorial for today. And the next video will continue. Thank you. Have a good day.